Hi, I'm Anthony. I built Apex Hospitality Group from the ground up 15 years ago, and now we've got 12 luxury hotels across the country. Success is great, but lately something's been off. Our employee satisfaction scores have been tanking at our flagship location in Chicago, and I'm determined to find out why. Sir, are you sure about this? There are other ways to investigate the issues. My assistant looked genuinely concerned as I trimmed my signature beard. I've seen the reports, Janet. Something's rotten and nobody's talking. If I walk in there as the CEO, all I'll get are rehearsed answers and fake smiles. The transformation was remarkable. With my beard gone, hair dyed brown, fake glasses, and maintenance uniform, even my own mother wouldn't recognize me. That was the point. Walking into the Grand Apex Chicago as Tony Martinez, new maintenance guy, felt surreal. The gleaming marble lobby I designed now looked different from this perspective. "You the new guy? I'm Miguel." A stocky man with calloused hands approached me. "Follow me to the maintenance office. I'll show you the ropes." Miguel walked me through the back corridors, pointing out electrical panels and supply closets. "Been here 12 years. Know this place better than my own house." His laugh was genuine, but I noticed how his demeanor changed when we passed certain managers. "Watch yourself around Richard. He's the general manager, also the owner's brother-in-law." Miguel nodded toward a sharp-dressed man berating a front desk employee. "Guy thinks the rules don't apply to him." I felt my stomach tighten. Richard was indeed my wife Victoria's brother, and I'd given him this position 3 years ago, against my better judgment. Throughout the day, I noticed how staff tensed up whenever management walked by. The divide was palpable: luxury and warmth for guests, cold efficiency for employees. During our lunch break, Miguel opened up more. "It wasn't always like this. Used to be a family here. Now, everyone's scared, especially housekeeping staff." "Why housekeeping specifically?" I asked, trying to keep my voice casual. "They get the worst of it, especially the ones who don't speak perfect English." He lowered his voice. "Tanya in HR is useless. She's Richard's puppet. Complaints disappear." That afternoon, Miguel sent me to fix a leaky pipe near the housekeeping supply area. As I approached, I heard soft sobbing. Turning the corner, I saw a woman in a housekeeping uniform, sitting on an overturned bucket, wiping her eyes. Her name tag read Marlene, dark skin, probably in her 50s, trembling hands clutching a crumpled tissue. "Hey, you okay?" I asked, setting down my toolbox. She jumped, quickly standing. "I'm fine, sir, just taking quick break. I get back to work now." "No, please, what happened? Maybe I can help." Marlene looked at me with suspicion, then glanced down the hallway fearfully. "You knew. You don't understand how things work here. Best to mind your business if you want to keep job." I stepped closer, keeping my voice gentle. "Sometimes talking helps. I'm Tony, by the way." She hesitated, looking at me with red-rimmed eyes. Marlene finally sat back down, hands trembling. "I shouldn't talk. Last person who complained lost their job." I sat on a nearby crate. "I promise, whatever you tell me stays between us." She took a deep breath. "I've been working here 8 years. Never had problems until Mr. Richard took over. Her voice cracked. "He called me cleaning lady instead of my name. When I correct him, he laugh and say, 'You people are so sensitive.'" My blood began to boil as she continued. "Today he followed me into room line cleaning. Say my work not good enough. When I try to explain I just started, he get in my face and say, 'Maybe you'd understand English better if you weren't so—'" She couldn't finish the sentence. "He used a racial slur," I asked quietly. She nodded, wiping fresh tears. "Then he say if I tell anyone, he make sure I never work in hotel again." "Have you reported this to HR? Miss Tanya? She Richard's friend. I try once. She say I misunderstand because English not my first language, but I understand perfectly what lazy N-word mean." I clenched my fists. "That's unacceptable, Marlene. Has he done this to others?" "All the time, especially the Spanish girls. Esmeralda quit last week after he cornered her in linen closet." I helped Marlene clean up and promised to check on her later. My mind was racing as I tracked down Miguel. "Not surprised," Miguel said when I told him. "Richard treats this place like his personal kingdom. Got any idea how many complaints have been filed against him? 0. Know why? Tanya shreds them. You've seen this? With my own eyes, man. Last Christmas party, Jose from kitchen staff filed harassment complaint. Next day, I'm fixing Tanya's office door, see her feeding papers into shredder, laughing with Richard about another problem solved. We were interrupted by Richard storming down the hallway. "You! New guy! Why aren't you fixing that leak on 3?" Just getting the right tools, sir. He looked me up and down with disgust. Well, hurry up and tell housekeeping to send someone competent to clean the Richardson suite. That Marlene woman clearly can't handle it. After he left, Miguel whispered, "See what I mean?" Later that afternoon, I was replacing air filters near the executive offices when I heard familiar voices. Through the partially open door, I saw Richard on speakerphone. "Sis, you need to talk to Anthony. These employee satisfaction surveys are becoming a problem." My wife's voice came through clearly. "Don't worry about Anthony. He's too busy with the Phoenix property to care about a few disgruntled maids. Besides, he trusts my judgment on staffing issues." Well, that black lady Marlene was crying again today. Such a drama queen. Just fire her if she's causing problems. We don't need troublemakers. Anyway, did you deposit that check I sent? The company account is being audited next month. I stepped back, stunned. Not only was my brother-in-law harassing staff, but my own wife was enabling it and possibly misusing company funds. That evening, I called Miguel to meet me off property. "I need your help gathering evidence, voice recordings, copies of complaints, witnesses willing to talk. Can you help without raising suspicion?" Miguel looked surprised but nodded firmly. "About damn time someone did something. I'm in." "Good. Tomorrow we start building a case. And Miguel, what I'm about to tell you stays between us. You're the CEO of Apex?" Miguel's jaw dropped after I revealed my identity. "Yes, and I need your complete discretion. I came to see the truth myself, and it's worse than I imagined." "Holy shit, sorry, sir, but this is... wow. Just keep calling me Tony around everyone else. Now here's what I need." The next morning, I gave Miguel 3 tiny recording devices I'd purchased late night. "Place one in Richard's office, one in the management meeting room, and keep one on you." "Got it. What about you?" "I'm heading to accounting. Need to check what my wife's been doing with company funds." I spent 2 hours with maintenance requests near the accounting office, eventually getting inside to fix a thermostat. While there, I accessed the financial system using my emergency credentials. What I found made me sick. Victoria had been funneling hotel profits through shell companies, nearly $400,000 over 3 years. At lunch, Miguel and I compared notes in the parking garage, got recordings of Richard talking to Tanya about managing complaint forms, definitely illegal stuff. "Good work. I've also..." We froze as we heard voices approaching. Richard and Tanya walked past our hiding spot. "The minority staff are getting too comfortable. That Spanish guy in the kitchen needs to go. File some performance issues. I'll backdate them. Works every time." After they left, Miguel whispered, "Been happening for years. Tanya creates fake performance issues to justify firings. We're getting enough to take them all down." By Wednesday, we had substantial evidence. Thursday morning, I was fixing a light fixture when I saw Marlene confronting Richard in the hallway. "I deserving of respect, Mr. Richard. I work here 8 years, never late, never call out." "Listen, Marlene, your attitude is becoming a problem. Maybe it's time I'm not afraid anymore. Other staff told me what you do. We all talking now." Richard's face darkened. "Are you threatening me? Because I can make sure you never work in hospitality again. One call to my sister and you're blacklisted everywhere in Chicago. My children need food. You take away my job because I ask for respect? I'll do whatever I damn well please. This is my hotel." I had to grip my screwdriver tight to keep from intervening. The recording device in my pocket was capturing everything. That evening, I contacted my company's legal counsel from my hotel room. "Sarah, I need your absolute confidentiality on this. I've uncovered serious issues at the Chicago property." "What kind of issues are we talking about, Anthony?" "Discrimination, harassment, fraud, misappropriation of funds, and it involves family members." A long pause. "Including Victoria?" "Yes, I need you to prepare termination paperwork for Richard Winters and Tanya Collins. And I need to know my options regarding Victoria. This will get messy. Family business always does." "I'm also calling an emergency board meeting for tomorrow afternoon. Have security ready to escort people out." "What about the staff who've been victimized? They could sue." "I'm preparing a compensation package and new HR protocols, but first I need to clean house." I spent the night organizing evidence and planning my approach. By morning, I decided, no more hiding, no more excuses. It was time to reveal myself and face the consequences of what my own family had created. "Ready for tomorrow?" Miguel texted. "Justice is coming," I replied, staring at my CEO badge I'd packed in my suitcase. "Be in the main conference room at 2 p.m. and bring Marlene." I arrived at the conference room early, dressed in my CEO suit for the first time in 2 weeks. The board members filed in, followed by Richard and Tanya, who froze when they saw me. What the hell? Richard's face went pale. What's the maintenance guy doing here in a suit? That maintenance guy is your brother-in-law and CEO, said our CFO, Jim. I stood at the head of the table. Please sit down, everyone. Miguel and Marlene will be joining us shortly. This is highly inappropriate, Tanya sputtered. Staff don't attend board meetings. The door opened and Victoria walked in. Sorry I'm late. What's this emergency about? She stopped, staring at me. Anthony? What's going on? Where's your beard? Everyone, I've spent the past 2 weeks undercover at our flagship property. What I discovered is disturbing. I played the recordings. Richard threatening Marlene, Tanya discussing destroying complaint forms, Victoria dismissing employee concerns and discussing misappropriated funds. This is illegal surveillance, Richard shouted, standing up. Actually, Illinois is a one-party consent state for recordings, and I consented, I replied calmly. Plus, our employee handbook clearly states all common areas are subject to monitoring. Victoria tried damage control. Darling, you're overreacting. This is just how business works. No, this is how discrimination and fraud work. Miguel and Marlene entered. Richard immediately pointed at them. These two have no right to be here. This is executive business. Richard, Tanya, you're both terminated, effective immediately. Security will escort you out after this meeting. Tanya burst into tears. You can't do this. I have rights. Yes, and so do the employees whose complaints you shredded. Legal has prepared severance packages contingent upon your cooperation with the resulting investigations. Richard lunged across the table. You backstabbing son of a... Security restrained him as he thrashed and yelled, threatening the CEO in front of witnesses. Not smart, Richard. By the way, we've already filed police reports about your harassment and threats against staff. Expect charges. After they were removed, I turned to my wife. Victoria, your actions have broken not just company policy, but my trust. I've frozen the accounts you've been using. The board will decide next steps regarding your financial misconduct. You would do this to your own wife for some maids? I'm doing this because it's right. And yes, our marriage is over. I've already contacted my attorney. She stormed out, screaming obscenities. The board sat in stunned silence. Marlene, would you share your experiences with the board? She bravely recounted years of abuse, discrimination, and fear. Several board members wiped away tears. As of today, we're implementing comprehensive changes. Miguel will be our new director of operations, overseeing a complete cultural reset. For real? I mean, thank you, sir. I won't let you down. Marlene has agreed to head a new employee advocacy committee with direct access to the board. 6 months later, our employee satisfaction scores hit record highs. Richard pled guilty to harassment charges and was doing community service. Victoria lost her social standing when the divorce proceedings revealed her actions and found her luxury lifestyle impossible to maintain after the financial settlement. I still walk the halls regularly, no disguise needed. Yesterday, I helped Marlene carry linens when she was short-staffed. Never thought I'd see CEO carrying sheets, she laughed. We're all just people doing our jobs, Marlene. Some of us just forgot that for a while. The biggest lesson, sometimes you have to lose your family to find your humanity. And sometimes justice comes from simply seeing people for who they really are, both the villains and the heroes hiding in plain sight. So what would you have done in Anthony's position? Would you have publicly exposed your own family members for their toxic behavior, or tried to handle it privately first? Is family loyalty more important than workplace justice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. How would you have handled being torn between family and doing what's right? If you enjoyed this story of workplace justice, hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling stories that make you think. New videos every day that will keep you on the edge of your seat.